Hi juniors, so you are about to embark on the junior research project, and I don't want you to worry at all because between your teacher and Ms. Sulek and myself, we are going to guide you step by step through this process so you actually learn and create a paper from your own ideas but also the ideas of others. So step one is to actually go out and look at the ideas of others. So before you start part one of your research, we're going to want you to go into our library catalog. So I'm going to show you this on our Moodle side of things. If you are used to doing this through the STM website, by all means do so, but I want to start directing your attention here because when we start doing databases, all of the passwords are very easy to find there, as opposed to you'll never find the passwords on the STM website because it's open for anybody who goes there. So I was on the library page and I chose the section called Finding Books because that is the link to our catalog here called Alexandria. And I'm going to choose Researcher, and under this, now that I have opened, I am going to search for the title of my, I'm putting that in quotation marks, novel. And I'm also going to add the author's name. Notice my punctuation does not have to be perfect. But I'm not just going to hit search because I want to change and to or. That is going to make my search bigger. It will get me as many sources that we have linked in the catalog to either the title of the book or the author's name. And I'm going to click search. Before I go any further, let me point out that this search result gave me 36 potential sources. Now, all 36 might not be useful, but 36 is a fairly manageable number. If this number were higher, maybe in the 50 range or above, then I will include some tips on how to limit your search results in the description of the video. So all you'll have to do is go down to the description field directly on YouTube where this video will be posted and look for tips on how to shorten your search result list if it becomes too long for you to manage, because you really don't want 50 plus sources to have to sort of choose whether or not they're useful. That's far too many, at least for this stage of the process for sure. So I have 36 results. So I will want to print this list, but I don't want to just automatically print it as is. I want to change the organization of the list. So I want to change it so that I see call number order. So this lets me change my order up here, and I'm choosing. So this is going to create like a little checklist for me that I can go through to initially see what we have in the library. So I'm going to print these results. You can either physically print them to OneNote. I'm going to print them to PDF Annotator right now. And I can automatically scratch out some of the items on this list. So I can, if I scroll down, the sources that start with numbers, those are useful. That's in the nonfiction section. They may not all be useful, but keeping in mind, I might decide to look at them. There's certain sources will tell you to focus on above others. If there's an EB, I may want to look at those because that's just an electronic book. So it's the same as the book we have on the shelf, but it's electronic. But if it has an F, if it starts with an F, I'm going to scratch out those books. So it's a book of fiction. It's not a book written about my novel. This one is the actual novel right here, the second one. So I don't want that. PRO, those are resources put together for people looking to teach the book. They do not have the same kind of sources that you need for the kind of project you're doing. So ignore those entirely with a PRO. R you want, those are reference books. So you do want reference books. And then I know there is a, yes, SC. Ignore SC. that stands for story collection, and you don't want short stories. So numbers you want, EB you want to look at, R you want, anything else you don't want to pay attention to. So you can scratch out those as event options to explore. So if I were printing this, I may not even print page 2 of this printout. So this will become my checklist. Once you come into the library with this list, we'll go over what sources you should look at first. We will talk about how to actually check books that might not have shown up on your list, but that are important enough that you should look to see if they are there. And you will actually start the process of exploring those printed sources and determining which ones you actually want to use or think you will plan on using, and then taking turns going to the copy machine. But that time in the library to explore the sources, choose your sources, and then make your photocopies is really key. And we only have a short period of time in the library, so coming prepared with that list will set you up for a first stage of success. We will see you day 1 of your research.